When talking about the 2022 Georgia Bulldogs team, and more specifically their defense, I think there's someone that we're forgetting about is going to be in that secondary. Someone that I've honestly failed to mention to you guys in the last few videos when I'm projecting the defense. So I'm going to sit here and talk about him and his possible impact here for the next few minutes. Former All-American Tykee Smith, the West Virginia transfer. You know the story. Transfers to Georgia last year. Has the foot injury, misses the first few games, comes into Auburn, has a couple tackles in his initial game as a Georgia Bulldog, and then, unfortunately, suffers an ACL in practice the following week, so he misses the year. That's a guy that we're not really talking about too much as a contributor to what this defense holds here in a few months as we're getting closer and closer to the season, guys. It's the middle of May. Summer is among us. School is over. Class is over. It is the summer for me. I gotta work soon, but it's getting close to football season, so I'm excited. I know you guys are excited, and you should be excited about Tykee Smith. Ryan Kelly from Dog Post here, talking about Georgia's defense and what Tykee Smith adds to it. Before I really dive into the nitty-gritty, make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION, all sorts of great insider images. I mean, it's got JT Daniels in there. We know what happened there. DAWGSTRUCTION. Check it out. Link down below. Tykee Smith, All-American safety at West Virginia. Let's look at his numbers. His freshman year as a Mountaineer, 50 total tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, 2 picks. Upgrades the next year, 61 total tackles, 33 solos, 2 picks, some return yards on those picks, 5 passes defended. And obviously, I think he was a second-team All-American, and that would have been his sophomore year in 2020. Last year, his junior year, only gets a couple tackles against Auburn, and then the torn ACL comes. I expect him, if and when healthy, to play a lot of that star position, because I think you're going to have Chris Smith back deep, and I think Dan Jackson's going to get a lot of time on the other side of the field. So Tykee Smith to me comes in and plays that star position, and I think right behind him, maybe Malachi Starks, the freshman. I think that's something that they should cater him to be. I think that's something that Malachi Starks could be really good at. I'm a big Malachi Starks guy. You guys know that. I've come on here and talked about Malachi Starks. I've watched a lot of him in high school, and I think that that's a role that he would really excel in, is that star position. I think that role really got highlighted a few years ago with Tyreek Stevenson before he transferred to Miami. People highlighted that role. That's when it kind of came about. Like, oh, Tyreke Stevenson, he's playing the star. I don't really remember people talking about the star position that much before that. That kind of like nickel dime defender in the secondary that's really versatile. But Tykee Smith is going to be in that role when he plays. I'm fairly certain about that. And so your secondary is starting to fill out. What I'll say again, last year, rewind a year ago, media days over the summer and just kind of heading into the season, secondary was a concern. It's a concern for me again. I know people are really concerned about the linebacker positions with Jamon Dumas-Johnson and Tresman Marshall, Jalen Walker, Smile Mondon. I get it. That is the least experienced group. That's the least experienced group out of the entirety of Georgia's roster. That is the least experienced group. But I think Pop is going to be really good, and I thought Tresman Marshall looked good at G-Day. So if you jump back to the secondary, Christopher Smith's been around for a while. Dan Jackson played a lot last year. Keely Ringo made one of the probably more historic plays in college football history, when he not the most, but one of them, with that pick six into Alabama. He's covered Jamison Williams, maybe not well at times, but Keely Ringo has the experience and he has the raw talent. It's go time for Keely Ringo to step up. The other side, who's it going to be? It looks like Kamari Lassiter is going to get some time. We know that William Poole's going to get some time. He's a super senior. It's his 6th year. But when you step up, the other part of it is going to be that star. It's going to be Tykee Smith. We know you've got Dalen Everett coming in that secondary as a freshman. You've got Malachi Starks coming in as a freshman. You've got Ja'Cory Thomas coming in as a freshman. Those are all guys that are really good, but they're not going to play a lot this year. I don't think they're going to play a ton this year unless Georgia's blowing people out again. Because you have a little bit more experience in front of them, and I think Lassiter is probably going to take the other side, and I think you're going to see William Poole mix in different spots. And I think Tykee Smith is kind of your main star guy when he's playing, and that's really good because he's one of the better players in Georgia's secondary. Chris Smith is not a superstar, okay? But Chris Smith is an experienced guy, and he's a leader on the team, and he makes big plays. We've seen him make big plays. So that's going to be super important. And Dan Jackson continues to get better. Dan Jackson has made plays, and Dan Jackson's not afraid of contact. We saw him make that block. I'll just go ahead and pull it up from this book. But, you guys remember when he blocked that punt against Arkansas, pictured in DAWGSTRUCTION here. That was one of the more electric plays. Georgia had so many electric moments, but this was one of them. Was Dan Jackson's block and Lee Corso picking the Dogs to win. I hope you could see that. I hope that I angled that well. DAWGSTRUCTION's down below. But I'm not as concerned about the secondary as maybe some others are, because I think that the talent pool is there. I feel like I have more faith in this 2022 Georgia team than most people. That's what I'm starting to gather when I look online, when I listen to the other experts. I think that this is a team that could win the national championship again. I'm not going to say again. I kind of agree with Kirby Smart there with the whole repeat. It's a different team. It's a different roster. Obviously, there's a lot of the same players, but this is a different roster that's going to have a different defense, and it's going to look a little different on offense. So, are they defending champions? I don't know. But will the Georgia Bulldogs win again in the 2022 season? I think that they are going to be one of the 4 playoff teams. I'm telling you that right now. I'd be kind of shocked if they weren't, if Georgia wasn't. And I think that they're going to be contenders to win it all again. I think the 3 real contenders here are Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama. There is a cutoff after that. And it's not super, super drastic, but it's noticeable that the talent underneath them, Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, those guys, there is a gap. Whoever you want to call it, Texas, Michigan, Texas A&M, Clemson, those are the names that are coming up afterwards. Kentucky could be up there. It doesn't matter. There's a ledge that those teams aren't on. And will it be one of those 3 teams that wins a lot? Maybe not. But heading into it, that's the case. And Tykee Smith is a player that people are not talking about that's going to contribute to making sure that defense is really good again. Ryan Curley, Dog Post, DAWGSTRUCTION. You know what to do. Links down below. Dogpost.com, guys.